Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just another Warren Buffett article here. I did one earlier about top research reports for Berkshire Hathaway. It was about Visa and Cisco and Berkshire stock, and that was an interesting article. And come across this one. Warren Buffett has warned against hoarding cash, gold, or Bitcoin during wars and touted stocks as the safest long-term bet. And always like doing articles about him. He's here in Omaha along with me and Omaha, Nebraska. But kind of an interesting article. And I've heard him say this before. But Warren has warned against dumping stocks, hoarding cash. I've talked to a lot of people just in the last month or two. He gets talking about stocks, and they're like, I sold everything. I don't trust the market. Don't want it to dip, and I prefer to hold. So, I mean, once you sell, they're going to go up. And so it's always the opposite sometimes of what I do. So I just keep it. But warned against dumping stocks, which I never do, especially if they're in the red or if you're at a loss, hoarding cash, and buying gold, or Bitcoin when war breaks out, as he believes investing in businesses is the best way to build wealth over time. And you can say that again because he's built a lot of it. The billionaire investor and Berkshire CEO told CNBC on March of 2014 that Russia's invasion of Ukraine at the time wouldn't spur him to sell any stocks. If stocks are cheaper, I'll be more likely to be buying them. And again, that's what I've done. I bought some here today. So he said, celebrating the fact that a stock he was actively buying had dropped in price, the investor added that he wouldn't cash out even if the conflict escalated into another Cold War or World War III. Well, if you tell me all of that is going to happen, I will still be buying the stock, he said. You're going to invest your money in something over time. The only thing you could be quite sure of is if it went into some very major war, the value of money would go down. So, very interesting point. So, always believes in investing into businesses. And I was just looking up here earlier in Northrop Grumman, and it reminded me of Boeing and Lockheed Martin. And since there's a war going on, or potential, a lot of those stocks could be going up. That might be something worth looking at as well. But Buffett, who has said he avoids doing business in Russia after running into problems there, emphasized that the U.S. Stock market rose during the World War II and had marched higher over time. So there's your answer. American businesses are going to be worth more money, Buffett said. Dollars are going to be worth less, so that money won't buy you quite as much. But you're going to be a lot better off owning productive assets over the next 50 years than you'll be owning pieces of paper, or I might throw in Bitcoins, he added. And we're all still kind of, who knows, from one day to the next about Bitcoin and Dogecoin. The only crypto that I have is Dogecoin, and it's down, of course, but Buffett bought his first stock at the age of 11 in the spring of 42 when the U.S. was suffering heavy losses in World War II, he recalled in his shareholder letter of 2018. He swapped his $115 in savings for 3 shares of Citi's Service. If he'd invested the sum in a no-fee S&P index fund and reinvested all of the dividends, he said it would have been worth $607,000 by 2019, a 5,288-fold gain. So, in contrast, he said if he had panicked and bought $115 worth of gold, and value would have grown to only $4,200. So, quite a difference from $607,000 to $4,200. That's about a $603,000 difference. So, all you had to do was figure that America was going to do well over time. Then he would overcome the current difficulties. He said at Berkshire Annual shareholder meeting in 2018 about investing in an index fund in 1942. You didn't have to pick out the winning stocks, he continued. You didn't have to pick out a winning time or anything of the sort. You basically just had to make one investment decision in your life. Buffett reiterated his faith in America's long-term prospects during Berkshire's 2020 meeting. I was convinced of this World War II. I was convinced of it during the Cuban Missile Crisis, 9/11, financial crisis, that nothing can basically stop America, he said, adding, we face tougher problems, and the American miracle, the American magic, has always prevailed, and will do so again. So, very good article, especially with what all we have going on here today, and going on in the days and weeks, and who knows, could be months and years to come, but who really knows the timeline. But Buffett acknowledged that the Civil War, the Great Depression, and the 19 pandemic disrupted U.S. progress, but he argued that the country always comes out ahead. Never bet against America, he said. So, thought that was an interesting article, and that seems to be all of the article, but just wanted to throw that out there, bounce it off of everybody, and see what y'all thought of it, and see if anybody out there is selling. I only sell if it's green and if it's a profit, and times like this I don't sell unless it is a profit. I did sell some Chevron today. I had that on a limit sell, and it filled at like 140 and change, so, and that's now 134 or 135, so I'm glad that one did sell. But to sell when they're in the red, I don't do that, so, or for fear. But I mean, it's irritating when your stocks go down, but they'll go back up, so just buy more or hold it, buy more, dollar cost average into it, whatever you got to do. So, but that's all that I have on this one, so you can leave in the comments if you're hoarding cash, gold, or Bitcoin, or if you sold your stocks, or if you're buying more, and we'll see what all kind of feedback we can get on this one. So, and if there's any stocks out there you want me to do a video on, just leave that in the comments as well. And if you haven't smashed the like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing, and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.